The trade rumors aren't going to stop, ladies and gentlemen. We are less than 2 weeks away from November 4th, which is the 2025 trade deadline, and we've talked about trade candidates. We've talked about people who could be traded. But now it starts to get more real and real as ESPN, they listed one specific Patriot to be traded. Welcome into Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper, and Jeremy Fowler, ESPN's Jeremy Fowler. He made an article and listed every single trade candidate, the top 25, and he ranked them from 1 all the way down to 25 on the most likely to be traded. He gave the percentage that they would be likely to be traded from 100% all the way down to 0% and gave the best fits of who he thinks could be the person to trade for that specific player. So when I looked through the list, I was wondering, I was like, oh, okay, I see Trey Hendrickson on there. Well, he's a trade candidate. I see Jacoby Myers on there. He's a trade candidate. But going down, where's the Patriot? Go all the way down. Oh, I see him. Kyle Duggar. And we talked about Kyle Duggar a ton on this channel. Back before they cut Jabril Peppers, which I still think was a very, very dumb move for this team, he was listed as the one player on the New England Patriots that he thinks will be traded by the trade deadline. But if a trade happens, we will make a video. If a trade happens, if a signing happens, if the Patriots trade someone away, we'll probably go live, to be honest. If it's a major trade, we'll definitely be going live. So that's why you subscribe to the channel. Stay in the know and join over 33,600 Patriots fans that support this channel. Be up to date and hit that sub button right now. Here's what Kyle Duggar had to say about here's what Jeremy Fowler had to say about Kyle Duggar being traded. The belief is in league circles that Duggar would have been dealt before week 1, but his cost-prohibitive $9.75 million salary, and we've already talked about that so many times on this channel. There was interest then and could be again. Now that New England is sitting at 5-2, perhaps it will revisit a potential deal. However, Duggar has played in a combined 102 defensive snaps over the past 2 weeks due to injuries with starter Jaylinn Hawkins, which might change things. Duggar would be a quality third safety insurance for a team in contention. And I'll just say this, like, the trade rumors, they will never go away. We saw in the offseason that the Patriots could possibly be looking to trade Kyle Duggar as he fell from being the starting guy on this Patriots team to going to the second string, going all the way to scout team. And he's been surely climbing back up on the depth chart. We can go all the way back to August 24th. This is in the middle of the preseason, where we saw Kyle Duggar play on the last snap against the Patriots and Vikings preseason game, coming from Ian Rappaport, saying that the Patriots were shopping Kyle Duggar. He's thrived in New England and earned that 4-year, $58 million contract extension. He's played deep into preseason games, and the new staff with Mike Vrabel, with Zach Kerr, they believe that he is not fitting in this system. So he's fallen all the way back, but he slowly climbed back into the rotation. And even when the Patriots are fully healthy, he was still getting a couple bit of snaps on there. Here's his statistics for the season. I mean, they're not great. They're not like eye-popping, but they're not awful. I mean, 17 tackles. He's not good in coverage. 7 targets for 6 receptions. I remember that 53-yard gain to Chris Olave on the first play of the game against the New Orleans Saints, but no pass breakups. The PFF grades are just okay. He's been playing great on run defense, but when it comes to pass coverage, he's not great. 50.7 coverage grade. So Jeremy Fowler thinks that he could be traded, and he listed 3 teams that could see as a potential fit for Kyle Duggar: the New York Giants, the Minnesota Vikings, and the Washington Commanders. And we all know the Giants, I really don't see them as contenders, but the Vikings, they want to improve that defense and just miraculously somehow stay alive in the playoff contention. And same with the Washington Commanders, who just lost Jaden Daniels for the week with a hamstring injury. So those are 2 teams that are probably going to be buyers. I don't see the Giants in any sort of way. I see them being more sellers as they don't have any playoff chances left. But Jeremy Fowler also gave a likelihood of only a 25% chance to get moved before the deadline. And when I saw that, I kind of agreed with him. Like, you don't really have an opportunity to trade him. Is anybody going to want to take on that contract with the talent that he has? This isn't 2022 anymore. He's not a great player on the field. He's kind of regressed, but he's played a little bit better. Last year he was playing with an ankle injury all season. So he's gotten back to that kind of average point in his playing time, but he's not the guy that we saw back in 2021 and 2022. He's not the only one that thinks going to be on the trade block come the trade deadline. I still think Anthony Jennings and Keon White might be traded before then. So you let me know down in the comments section. How many Patriots players will get traded before the deadline? Will it be 1? Will it be Kyle Duggar? Will it be 2? Will it be 3? Will it be 4? Or will it be a big goose egg and they're going with the roster that they have right now? Let me know down in the comments section. Said it, I don't think he's getting traded. At first, it was because, well, I don't think anybody's going to want him. I don't think anybody's going to be wanting to take on that contract. But now, after watching the Patriots defense for the last couple of weeks, I think you might need Kyle Duggar. And I'll tell you guys why in just a second. But first, I got to tell you about our sponsor of today's show, and that is Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every single day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you can cash in. You can now follow other Prize Picks players directly on the app and copy their lineups in one click. Whether it's a friend, a celebrity partner, or just someone whose picks you like, you hit that follow button and check out every lineup they create on the new feed tab on Prize Picks. If you want to go and tail my picks, my lineup, I made one for this weekend's game. Drake May, I got the more against Cleveland. 223.5. Give me the more on that one. Quinshaw Judkins, give me the less. The Patriots' run defense is incredible. And Stephon Diggs, yeah, I keep saying it all the time. This is the week that he scores. Give me the more on a touchdown. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS for $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Okay, so the reason why I don't think that the Patriots will be trading Kyle Duggar at all is because they have no depth at safety past your 2 starters. It would be extremely dumb to go out and trade Kyle Duggar just to kind of just get rid of him. It doesn't make any sort of sense. And what I mean by that is when you look at the Patriots safety depth chart, you have your 2 starters in Craig Woodson and Jaylinn Hawkins, who are great players. We've seen how good Jaylinn Hawkins has been going into, I think it's his 2nd or 3rd year. Craig Woodson's a rookie coming out of Cal, and he has been awesome. But after that, it's Del Pettis and Brendan Schooler. And Schooler isn't really a safety. He's your special teams guy. He played one play, Schooler, and got called for a penalty against that Bills game, and I kind of blew a gasket. It's driving me crazy. So you only have no depth. And guess what? We lost Jaylinn Hawkins for a couple weeks due to a hamstring injury. Well, on yesterday's practice on Wednesday's practice, you could see right there, safety, Craig Woodson, did not practice with an ankle injury. And you see Jaylinn Hawkins, thankfully, he's full. So both of those guys are dealing with injuries. And if Craig Woodson doesn't play on Sunday against the Browns, who's going to be that guy to step up? Kyle Duggar. And if you trade him away, then you have nobody. You're dealing with Del Pettis, who has barely seen the field this season. And the Patriots have gotten a little more confident in Kyle Duggar throughout the last couple of weeks. If we look at his snap counts, the first 3 weeks of the season, look at this. 29 snaps the first 3 weeks. That was against the Raiders, that was against the Dolphins, and that was against the Steelers. Only 29. Then week 4, he played 35. It was looking good. Week 5, he didn't see many snaps, but that was kind of a big game. Then week 6, 56 snaps against the New Orleans Saints. 56 of them. And then in week 7 last week, it was 53. Those are a lot of snaps. That's most of the time that you've seen. And that's because of injuries. So you need a guy that's going to be your insurance safety, a guy that can come in just in case there's a bad ankle, like with Craig Woodson. There's a bad hamstring with Jaylinn Hawkins. You have to have that specific backup. And that's what Kyle Duggar is. And I know we've kind of talked about how bad he's been throughout the season. The Saints game just still drives me crazy. But he played well against Tennessee. He wasn't awful. I know that Tennessee's not that great of a team, but he played solid. He was all right that whole entire game. You could trust him in coverage. You can trust him out there at safety. 53 snaps against the Titans. 3 tackles. They targeted him once when he was in coverage and no receptions allowed. A PFF grade of 63.5. That was one of the best on the team when it comes to the secondary. He is okay. And then you kind of look at, all right, if you trade Kyle Duggar away, then you have to go and look for another safety because I don't want Del Pettis and Schooler to be your backups. I like Duggar as your third guy. And I looked through every single player on that article on the most likely to get traded. There are no safeties listed on Fowler's article. All 25 players, only one safety, that's Kyle Duggar. He also made honorable mentions, and there were no safeties on there at all. So you have no trade candidates that are safety so you can go out and replace Duggar. So you have to keep him. If I'm the Patriots and you really want to get rid of him because that contract is still pretty bad and not worth the type of money, you look to move off him after the season when you can either bring someone in free agency or like you did with Craig Woodson, draft him in the 3rd or 4th round. There is no need to trade Kyle Duggar at this point in the season with the depth that you have at safety and how good that the Patriots are right now. You don't want to mess up what you have. So I'll ask you guys before we get on out of here. Would you trade Kyle Duggar? If you would have asked me 5 weeks ago, I would have said, yeah, I'm doing it. But at this point right now, going into week 8 of the NFL season, I'm not doing it. Keep him as your third guy, keep him as your backup, and it will work out. So go down in the comments section, give me a T for trade or give me a K for keep. You can hit me up in the DMs if you want to talk Patriots. A couple of you guys do. I don't get on Instagram as much, but Twitter, I am on there all the time. So my DMs are open. Hit me with a follow at TheRealAlper. And as always, let's go Pats.